Yo, so today's actually my birthday and I wasn't planning on uploading, but you know, you guys are cool, the Pokemon anime's cool, so I thought, why not? Here's my present to you guys. As always, I just want to say a very special thank you for all the support. I feel truly blessed, and yeah, if you go on to like the video, that's how you can get some birthday cake. Pokemon Horizons is currently showcasing the fourth arc of the series called Rayquaza Rising. With the gang currently in the land of Kitakami in hopes of finding Lucius's Kleavor, there's a lot of exciting events to follow and coincide with this quest. With Opening 4 also showing us so many amazing reveals and frames, there's definitely something very special to come in this anime series. Hey, what's going on guys, my name's Raph, and today, episode 70 of the Pokemon Horizons anime aired in Japan. Something very special unfolded from this episode, so let's explore what happened, alongside discuss future events to come in this series. Don't forget to leave this video a like to show your support, and I'll be sure to bring out my next video shortly. Make sure to subscribe if you aren't ready to keep up to date, and without further ado, let's begin. Firstly, we have today's episode. Episode 70 showcased the Rising Volt Tacklers continuing on their quest to find Briar and headed up Own Mountain. Of course, we know this episode was to focus on Dot's Tinkatink falling in love with some new iron she found, and she ended up encountering a bombardier that stole it. There were quite a lot of wholesome moments in this episode, such as the candy apple segments, and we even got to see game characters make their debuts like the Kitakami Nurse Joy. The moment with Captain Pikachu alongside the Pichu too was very cute, but of course this episode focused on Dot's Tinkatink, and after overcoming the barrier of not being able to carry its hammer, this led to it evolving. I was so happy to see this evolution. Tinkatink was very relatable to Dot throughout the episode. Both of them were struggling, and after overcoming this together, it led to something wonderful. I'm still happy she managed to keep her microphone as a unique aesthetic to this Pokemon, and to see both her and Quaxwell thrive in battle defeating the Terra Bombardier and its gang was the cherry on the cake. This also led to Tinkatuff learning a new move being Play Rough. The end result of this episode was brilliant, and I really enjoyed it. Well done to both Dot and Tinkatuff. I'm looking forward to watching subs later, and I'll post my full review on Twitter, so if you haven't followed me on there already, then you already know what to do. Let's now chat about next week's episode. Episode 71 is titled An Encounter at the Crystal Pool. The summary states the following. When Liko and the others arrive at the Crystal Pool, they find Briar. Briar is excited to see the Terapagos that Liko is carrying. When they ask her about the Terapagos, she takes out the Scarlet Book and begins to read it. It tells the story of her ancestor Heath's adventures in Area Zero at the great crater of Paldea. This episode is going to be huge. Looking at the preview, we can see the gang reach the top of Oni Mountain, and they also have the battle with the Milotic at the pool, which is a nice reference to the game's DLC. Perrin and Hisui and Growlithe make their proper debut, and it also looks like we'll be seeing Dot vs Perrin in a battle, once again referring to the DLC, with Quaxly taking on Leafeon. Briar seems to be very intrigued, and it looks like the gang will be heading to the Crystal Pool. Something I noticed back in the special preview trailer is how when going to the pool, Diana appears to be present, and Liko also has 4 ancient Pokeballs on Lucius's belt. I wonder if in episode 71, this is where the gang will go to the Crystal Pool and then realise that nothing will happen until they have Kleavor to activate the scene we saw in the special preview trailer. So maybe they will have to get Kleavor first and then return to the Crystal Pool for the special scene, but we'll just have to wait and see. New titles focusing on Kleavor have already been revealed in Korokoro Ichiban, and they all focus on Kleavor's encounter, so maybe we'll have to get through those episodes first and then return back to the Crystal Pool for the full story to link up. Right, let's continue to talk about some details shown in the new opening. It's fair to say that Opening 4 has the best visuals yet, and with the way it showcases some exciting reveals, there's a few of them that I've continued to discuss both on here and on Twitter. Let's start off by talking about Rakua and Area Zero. Rakua has been introduced as a paradise that Lucius and his Pokemon were once able to reach. In regard to Area Zero, we know this is a place where the professors from the Scarlet and Violet games completed various research about Paradox Pokemon and also the terrestrial phenomenon. I've already spoken about how these two places could be connected to one another before in previous videos. However, I think there's something very special that's been revealed to us under our noses that could tie both of these places together in the anime. In episode 57, Geeta and Clavel went on to explain about Paldea's Great Crater and also Area Zero. After learning about how Terapagos is connected to not only Area Zero but also Rakua, Roy suggested the idea of them going to Area Zero, which ended up being declined due to the recent accident that happened there. Now this is where it starts to get interesting. Whilst in the games we know that the relevant game mascot caused the accident to happen to the relevant professor, what if we actually got to see one of these legendary Pokemon actually come to life in this series, maybe following a similar plot for when the gang eventually reach Area Zero? In fact, what if there was a clue that was there the whole time? The gang enrolled in the Naranja Academy and have also come across the Scarlet Book. They have also learned that Lucius visited Rakua many years ago in the past. Taking these small clues into consideration, what if the gang will actually come across Koraidon later on in the plot of the anime? It could be that prior to reaching Rakua, maybe the gang go to Area Zero to learn more about Terapagos and then eventually come across Koraidon. It could even be that this is where we get to see Arven, Penny and Nemona return for this mini arc. Arven has made his appearance now in the series, and with Penny and Nemona already having some focus, maybe this is where Arven will shine in the potential arc. On top of that, the Mabos div shown in the Arc 2 poster is clearly his Pokemon, so it too could have been a small clue to hint and indicate towards his character being implemented later on down the line. Briar is also a key character that can amalgamate everything together, especially seeing as the gang are trying to meet up with her to learn more about Terapagos, and we can clearly see from the opening she is going to weigh some importance to this Pokemon and also the Scarlet book itself. I think implementing Koraidon would be a great fit to follow the sequence on how Lucius is from the past with ancient Pokeballs, the ancient storyline of Rakua, and even having an encounter with maybe the second Koraidon from the games, maybe giving Arven a unique twist having him save the vulnerable one as well. Also get a load of this. The other respective same species legendary from the games is known as the Guardian of Paradise. Taking that into consideration, maybe the anime could follow another unique twist from the games, having a second Koraidon defend the entrance of Rakua before the gang enter it. Maybe also relating to the whole understanding of the Scarlet book. I'm telling you bro, I don't know what the frick is going on, but there's something going on there, rude boy. Especially with the Scarlet book and all these clues adding together. I don't personally think we'll see Koraidon due to all of these points mentioned, especially with how they're focusing more on the past. However, if Pokemon Horizons wants to drop even more crazy plot twists too, then maybe we will. Who knows. Next up, we have Terapagos. Terapagos is a very special Pokemon for multiple reasons. This Pokemon is said to be connected to Area Zero and also Rakua. According to Gibeon, he said Terapagos was the key to the Paradise's gate and it should be seized once it's awakened. From the opening, we can see the Pokemon will utilise its terrestrial form again and also its stellar form. Looking at the frames, they clearly represent the Pokemon using these forms in the pink mist of Rakua. Something that connects heavily to this as well is the Rakurium, a special material that has come from Rakua. I've mentioned before in last week's video how it seems that Gibeon is obsessed with Rakua and even looks like he almost feeds off the energy in some manner. But what I'm really intrigued about here is why it's so special. For when Spinal used the Rakurium on Umbreon, we got to see its power tenfold, and this actually enraged Terapagos, making it transform into its terrestrial form to kill the feral Pokemon. From what we've seen of Rakurium, the mist emitted from it also looks like a safeguarding element, showcasing wholesome memories of Lucius and his Pokemon, and it's almost like it's a protective material rather than something that should be abused. Whilst it isn't known if the Area Zero Underdepths will be shown, or if Rakua is supposedly the counterpart to this, I wonder if the Rakurium is the last thing a Terapagos needed to maximise its power. Terapagos saw Pokemon said to be extinct many years ago, and depending on how the anime rolls with its own plot, maybe Rakurium will be the last sort of material that will keep this Terapagos going, and maybe it needs this energy combined with its terrestrial energy to go back to Rakua, and then use it to bring back or reunite with Lucius, especially seeing as we know that it's a Pokemon capable of bringing humans, Pokemon and objects from either points in Pokemon World's timeline. It also has the capability to bring other timelines all together in some point in space and time. This could also relate to the Crystal Ball scene again, where we will supposedly be seeing the vision of Liko's great-grandmother. To add more weight to this discussion, this clip from last year's Pokemon Presents in August and the footage in September showcases the Pokemon using its terrestrial energy. Whilst it may have been just for a cinematic value, there are parts of the clips that it looks like it's activating a special power to maybe link to Rakua. Maybe for example this is just a small scene of when it actually uses its power to gain access to Rakua. As for the stellar form, we could definitely see that Terapagos will be using its Terra Starstorm attack in the future. Maybe this will be used in Rakua itself once it's rejuvenated its full power or in a final battle moment. Finally, we have the Explorers. Whilst we have a small indication that maybe Amethio will be potentially joining the Rising Volt Tacklers if he undergoes a Zuko arc, something makes me think that there are some other characters that could undergo a change. Zerk and Konya are very supportive of their leader, so maybe they will too. But I'm starting to think that Sango and Onyx will also join the light. From the beginning, we've noticed how both of these admins are clearly different to Spinal and Agate. They have much more personality, and after enrolling at the academy, we've noticed more details about their characters. There's also been occasions where they've been down to earth and very considerate, willing to know also about certain situations, such as Amethio's explanation on what happened with him and Liko. Even at the end of the terrestrial training arc, we got to see both of these admins share a moment, and that made me start to think that these two are clearly not that bad, right? I reckon as time passes, maybe they can learn the truth about Amethio and Spinal, and this could also allow them to side with him and join the light. We can clearly see the difference between them and the other admins, and even though they do still show some signs of true villainous intent, I still think they could turn around and become good. But only time will tell on that one. Pokemon Horizons is once again bringing many questions to the table. With the way the series is going, there's loads of interesting details that can lead to exciting plot points and revelations. The gang are slowly learning more about Terapagos, and encountering Kleavor could be the next clue to the mystery behind Rakua and Lucius. I'm really looking forward to seeing how everything links together, and if you haven't checked out this series yet, then be sure to do it when you can. There's loads of cool things unfolding at the moment, and if you're interested in a fresh, distinctive and comparing storyline, then this anime series is one you definitely need to watch. But want to let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys would like to interact with me, then be sure to follow me on Twitter and join the Team Pokercraft Discord server to discuss all things Pokemon. You can find the rest of my social networks on screen and in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to leave it a like, as your support is greatly appreciated. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. Finally, make sure to subscribe to keep up to date with my videos and click on the little bell to enable notifications so you guys get notified when I upload a new video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to stick around for more Pokemon content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.